Hands up if you can't wait for Pretty Little Liars, The Perfectionists to premiere. To help with the wait, discover all the theories about this spin-off show. Keep watching to the very end to find out the most incredible theory about the link between Alison and Mona. It will blow your mind.
What kind of person do you think I am? Well,
March 20th, 2019 is a big day on our TV calendar, as that's when Pretty Little Liars, The Perfectionists premieres on Freeform. Ever since they announced this spin-off from Pretty Little Liars, we've been not so patiently waiting for the big day. So we're super excited that the wait is nearly over. But what should we do in the meantime? Well, we're speculating about what the new show has in store for original cast members and newbies. There are so many fascinating fan theories about what will happen, and we want to share the best with you. Of course, we'll be discussing the series finale of PLL, plus the books that the new show is based on. So, if you haven't watched all 7 seasons of PLL yet, or read the Perfectionist books, be prepared for spoilers. Now that we've got the spoiler alert out of the way, let's dive in. The good news is, you don't have to have watched Pretty Little Liars to enjoy the Perfectionists. And that's straight from Marlene King, who wrote the pilot and is an executive producer on the new series. However, if you are a PLL fan, then you'll find a lot of Easter eggs in the new show. So what does the 10-episode series have in store? First things first, let's get a little background on the new show. The action has moved from Rosewood to Beacon Heights, and filming actually took place in Portland, Oregon. We know that PLL fan favorites Alison, played by Sasha Pieterse, and Mona, played by Janel Parrish, have ended up in Beacon Heights.
Mona, I brought pie.
And life is anything but perfect in this seemingly perfect town. 3 college friends are struggling with the stress of being overachievers, and it all gets messy when the town's first murder is committed. These perfectionists each have a secret, a lie, and an alibi. So, who are they? The main newbie is Sofia Carson of Disney's Descendants fame, who plays Ava. Then there's Sydney Park from The Walking Dead as Caitlin, plus newcomer Eli Brown as Dylan. Other characters include Grant Thomas King as Jeremy, plus Kelly Rutherford from Gossip Girl as Claire Hotchkiss. Of course, PLL fans are going to be most excited about what's happening with their girls, Allie and Mona. So let's focus on them first. Why did Alison move? The first question we have to ask is about Alison's motives for leaving home. In the series finale of PLL, she was raising twins with Emily, so why is she now in a different town? In the trailer that was released in May 2018, we see Allie arriving in Beacon Heights. Her driver asks what brings her to Oregon. She explains she's joining the faculty of BHU. When he asks if she's got friends there, she says she doesn't know a soul. However, we cut straight to Mona standing at Allie's door holding a knife and a pie. It's classic Mona behavior, and we'll get on to Mona very soon. But back to Allie. Showrunner Marlene has dished out a few things. She told ET, we'll definitely find out in the pilot why Allie's making this journey.
She and Mona have a conversation about that, and we understand why she's making this journey.
Marlene revealed that it's a personal journey for Allie. There's something that she has to accomplish for her own sense of self. Fortunately, we won't have to wait long to discover what that is, and it gets revealed right away in the pilot story. We can also listen to what the actress behind Allie has revealed too. Sasha told ET that she's happy to be leaving the teenage persona behind and exploring this adult figure. That's because she thinks it's such an interesting way of exploring Alison's adult side, and also how Allie's dealt with this space that we haven't seen yet. Could that space be challenges in her relationship with Emily, or difficulties in her role as a mother? After all, she's going to be messed up after having Emily's fertilized eggs implanted into her body without her consent. Did Allie find out the shocking revelation in the PLL finale that Alex used Ren to fertilize Emily's eggs? Speaking of Emily, what happened with Alison and Emily? Naturally, Emerson fans are concerned that there's no Emily in the promos. What's happened to their relationship? Showrunner Marlene explained that the challenge and starting point of the show was to find out which OG cast members wanted to be part of it, and then work the storyline around that. As the original 4 Pretty Little Liars were ready to go do new things, Marlene had to figure out what to do about Allie and Emily, and what she did was to honor Emerson's relationship, and what we know is their truth. So that sounds like all is not lost for Emerson. In fact, when Marlene was asked if actress Shay Mitchell might appear as Emily on this new show, she said everything is possible. But what about their twin babies? The great news is that we will definitely see the twins.
I'm sorry, girls. She's a little fuzzy.
But they're not babies anymore. They're toddlers. As the story is happening in real time, the gap between PLL ending and the Perfectionists starting has been mirrored in the characters' lives. So the twins are now about 3 years old, and Mona is a couple of years older. But is she a couple of years wiser? Let's investigate. Will Mona be trustworthy? We see in the trailer that Mona is still up for surprises, like how she surprises Alison when she stops by for pie, knife in hand. Will she be trustworthy in this new show? That question is all part of the intrigue and mystery. As Marlene says, Mona is Mona. You never really know whether you can trust her or not. And that continues to be her truth in this new story. We last saw Mona playing with her living dolls, Alex and Mary Drake, in the PLL series finale. So we're eager to find out if she's still keeping them captive in her Parisian doll house. The good news is we'll definitely find out what's happened, and in a very cheeky Mona way. Sasha has also spoken about how her character doesn't know where she stands with Mona. But guess what? Mona and Allie become allies in this new show. And as Sasha says, it's a very interesting kind of dynamic. That's because Alison's not sure if she can trust Mona. Because let's get real, can you ever trust Mona?
It's time for plan B. You need to tell me who you are.
Even more intriguing is that Sasha says the way Mona ends up being in this new town is very mysterious. It's also hilarious, and Sasha believes fans will appreciate the mystery there. There's going to be a whole new aspect to Mona's character too, and that's a love interest. Who will Mona's love interest be? Mona was certainly fierce in PLL and never needed a partner to define her. However, we will get to see her in a relationship in the spin-off. Marlene dished that it's Mona's turn to have a lot more time dedicated to her. Although we didn't get any teasers about who her love interest might be, we can speculate about the new characters in The Perfectionists. There's certainly a lot of kissing action going on between various characters in the promos. It's possible that Mona could be linked to any of them romantically, given all the twists and turns we witnessed in PLL. And she could even hook up with a former cast member, given that there's a good chance many of them will make cameos. Will other OG PLL cast members make cameos? It seems pretty nailed on that there will be crossover cameos from the PLL cast. Marlene has said in various interviews that it could happen. She told ET that everything's possible, especially given that the OG PLLs are incredibly supportive of the new show. Marlene said that they're always welcome and she would always want to find a place for them. Because there's such a seamless transition to the new show, it's possible for people to drop in. Marlene also told TV Line that we can expect to eventually see more familiar PLL faces in Beacon Heights. However, we're going to have to wait a little longer as it won't happen in the pilot. As for the OG cast members themselves, they all seem to be up for it too. Lucy Hale told ET she's excited for the spin-off and would be interested in having Aria make an appearance. Shay Mitchell has said that she thinks the fans would really appreciate it if Emily made an appearance, and it's the fans that they really care about.
Yeah, I mean, never say never. I'm just so excited for them.
As for Troian Bellisario, she might be joining the Perfectionists in a different role behind the camera. She's had conversations with Marlene about directing a future episode of the show. As for her character Spencer making the PLL crossover cameo, Troian was a bit more tight-lipped. She did say, however, that if Allie and Mona are showing up in this world, then who knows who else will show up. And Marlene revealed that she's continued Spencer and Toby's story in her head. Toby are happy and living in Philadelphia. Toby's helping to build houses for the homeless while Spencer's getting her law degree. So perhaps the legal training will come in handy given the murder investigation in The Perfectionists. What will the Perfectionists' secrets be? Of course, it's not just about OG PLL cast members. We've got a brand new crop of characters to get intrigued about. And it sounds like Sofia Carson's character, Ava, will be the one creating the most interest. After all, Marlene revealed that Ava has her favorite secret. They all have a secret, but Ava's is pretty awesome and pretty cool. The trend-setting fashion designer is fierce too. And Sofia herself told ET that not everything is as it seems with Ava. Fans are super excited to find out what her secret is. Could it be related to why her parents fled the country? Or does it have something to do with her relationship with Nolan Hotchkiss? Speaking of Nolan, we need to prepare you for a big spoiler alert, so stop watching now if you don't want to hear it. It's likely that Nolan will be the character whose body is found on the railings in the pilot. After all, he's the one who's murdered in the original books by Sarah Shepard. And Marlene told TV Line that we meet 4 new characters who are perfectionists, but one of them won't make it to the end of the pilot. And in a promo, we see how Nolan's mom, Claire Hotchkiss, is setting up surveillance all over campus, perhaps to catch his killer. There could also be a new twist that isn't in the books. As we've seen on PLL, dying isn't just dying. This character might come back to life. Nolan could be the new Alison. What will Alison and Mona's roles be? The Perfectionist is giving us a whole new mystery and a whole new murder. So what will Alison and Mona's role be in all of this? We have to wonder if they team up to solve the mystery or if they have something to do with it. After all, as we hear in the trailer,
everybody's a suspect.
Even though Allie's got a job at the university and is a role model for the younger characters, we have to remember her questionable past on PLL. And this leads to one of the most amazing fan theories yet, courtesy of N3RD. In the original books, there are 5 girls: Ava, Caitlin, Mackenzie, Julie, and Parker. We have Ava, Caitlin, and Dylan possibly taking the place of Mackenzie. That leaves Julie and Parker. Alison and Mona might well be taking their places, and that would be so interesting because of the major plot twist in the books about these 2 characters. Here comes a massive spoiler alert. If you're ready to keep going, then we're here to tell you what we discovered at the end of book 2, that Parker actually died before the events of the story, and her character has been a figment of Julie's imagination. Feeling guilty for Parker's death, Julie develops multiple personality disorder. She carries out the murders when acting as Parker. If Allie and Mona are these 2 characters, then could Allie be a figment of Mona's imagination? Or could Mona be a figment of Allie's imagination? Mind officially blown. What secrets do you think the Perfectionists are hiding? How do you think Mona and Alison's relationship will develop in the spin-off? Be sure to let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to The Things for more videos like this one. We'll see you next time.